I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Friday. Let's see. Let me know if you're here. We have our Friday Lunch and Learn, and I've got a lot of stuff to share with y'all. And I was thinking about this. I'm not sure we're going to be able to work it all in, but we're going to try. We're going to try. So let me know if you're here joining me. I see it now. So I'm going to share this into our Creative Heart Studio group. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so we're just coming off of the Home Decor Summit, and that's been pretty fun. Any of y'all, let me know if y'all have been taking part in that. Hey, Susan and Jennifer and Sherry, I'm so happy to see y'all. So I have several ideas that I want to work on, and the original idea that I had is not getting dry in time. So I'm pivoting really quickly and shifting to something else. So, hey, Deborah, it's good to see you here. I don't know about y'all, but our weather is like a roller coaster ride. It's warm outside. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's warm, and we've got storms coming. So I've got like a headache, and I think it's from this what do you call it, coming through? Cold front. So Deborah went to part of it. Good, good. Sherry, you did mine. Awesome. I love that project. I love that project. So I'm going to show y'all a few things with that. It's good to see you, Karen. Hey, Pam Starling. Glad to see you. Good, good. Y'all, I hope you don't get tired of me saying this, but I am so excited about February. I'm really excited about it. We have a lot in store for y'all, and I just want to spend a little bit of time telling you about it, about what's coming. And then let's talk about color palettes. I want to cover that. Diane had asked me what were my favorite Daniel Smith watercolors. And I said, well, I'll put together a palette and show you. And I've never never got to it. So so my brain is like all over the place because I've been working on trying to get everything together for February's projects. And I know I say this a lot, but the more time you spend being creative, it starts feeding your creativity. And guess what happens? It just starts snowballing, and it grows and it feeds off of each other. So I can't wait for y'all to see. Let's see. Sherry's excited about her wreath kit. I am too. I keep seeing a thing. My husband is really good about getting these for me. So if he's watching, that's going to be bugging him. Stick it out. Now I got that fixed for Terry. Okay, so the wreath that Sherry's talking, well, you can actually see it. That's the wreath. This is our Creative Heart Studio project, painting project for February. So let me tell y'all about this, because February is a short month, but we're going to do our best to fill it full of creative ways that we can surround ourselves with beauty and truth. We're going to be trying to be very creative. So, like, we could use this wreath again and change out the little circle. And I double checked. We've got these in the shop. We've got these in stock. Let me say it that way. I need to make sure they're in the shop so that you can get more of these if you want to change out your verse. So I'm excited about this. Let me see if I can get it lined back up. And I couldn't find my Velcro, so Terry helped me find these things. These are the little y'all probably have some of these. You put them around your cords. They're cord organizers. I think it's still off. I'm trying to do it backwards. So let me get it lined back up so that doesn't bug the daylights out of me. Now, all right, so this is our mixed media painting project. And so y'all, we are using paint. This will be an acrylic painted project. It's a mixed media project. And what that means is that we're using more than one medium. So we're using acrylic paint. There is also some, let me see if I see it. There's some yellow ink in here. So if you have acrylic ink, you can use that in here to add pops of color. There's also the fun stuff. There's fabric, tissue paper, because we're focused on getting all kinds of, let me find it, depth. See their little petals right there? Oh, I see more of y'all coming in. Hey, Patricia. The centers have all kinds of stuff going on in the centers. There's some fabric. There's some more petals that we're adding dimension to this month. And I think what you're going to find is once you get your hands in this and start playing around with it and see some of the things you can do with it, you're going to want to add it to more of your artwork. So much so that I did this, and then for our lettering project in Creative Heart Studio, we're making these boxes. We're repurposing these boxes. Let me say it that way. We're taking an empty box, like this is a tea box, and we are covering it in vintage papers, and then we're putting our flowers on there. This one is watercolor, and this up here is acrylic, but we're using some of those same techniques. And these are more than just a regular box, y'all. These are more than a box. Guess what? These will actually hold truth cards. I'm calling them love letters. So my goal is for us to make as many of these cards to go inside of here so that you can flip through them, and like this would be the front, and then you could put your verse on the back and look for the one that, good, MK's been saving hers. Hey, Tony, I'm so glad to see you. Your life has been a blur, but you're getting there. We've had a lot of sickness. My mom, you're not alone. Let me just say it that way, Tony, but I'm glad you're here. So this is the visual that I had. It's like the card is on the front and then the love letter is on the back. We're going to have fun with these. I think we are. And just by me working on these, I have come up with so many other things that will fit in here. So while I'm on that topic, let me just show you, because even the wooden tags, let me hang this back up. Even the wooden tags will fit in some of my boxes. So one of the boxes, I've got a couple of these. These are like liquid IV. Yep, these would be perfect for your ladies, Diane. These would be perfect. This liquid IV box is 3 1/4 by 5 3/4 or 5.75. This box, I've got a lot of these, is the 3 1/2 by 5. Those are like index card sizes, but even those wooden tags, y'all, will work in here. And that's what I got super excited about. Let me grab it because I want you to see this. I was trying to paint this to show you, and I guess it's because of the humidity. It's not getting dry. But even these tags, you know, these are the tags we use for the ornaments. Guess what? Guess what? They fit in here. So I just think this would be I think you need to make one for yourself. Absolutely make one for yourself, because if you notice each month in Creative Heart Studio, you get a sheet, and I thought I had one handy, but I don't see it. So we're doing the names of God. And so in January, we've been doing Jehovah Shammah, God is there. And so I made a sheet of little cards with that name of God. So for February, the name of God that we're doing is Jehovah Sidkenu. And Sidkenu, I think I said it to do. Anyway, Sidkenu, Jehovah Sidkenu, our righteousness. Uh, so I want to encourage you to camp out in First John and just take your heart and soak it in those powerful verses. It's packed full of love, about abiding, about being a child of God. So that's what's coming. So get your boxes. Some of you are already doing that. Start thinking about who you're going to share some cards with. It would be fun to put some cards in here that you've already lettered and then put extra cards, like blank cards for them, that they could continue adding to what you started for them. So like you get a starter set of cards going for them, and then give them some blank cards to finish adding love letters to their box, because that's what the word of God is love letter, right? So here's a watercolor card, and I haven't gotten the verse on the back of that, but this one is probably the most versatile one. This is a Truvia box, like the sweetener packets come in this. And I've saved this box for a while, and every time it almost gets thrown away, I'm like, wait, I'm going to make something out of that box. So this is what it looks like. And then you could finish out the cup, like it's perfect. Look at that green. It's really pretty. This box is 4.5 wide by 4 3/4 high. It's almost 5 inches high. So I hope that gives y'all some ideas of sizes to start looking for your boxes. Another idea is these little tags. Those fit in there too. So this is going to be a fun project that we're going to not only work on in February. I'm going to try my best with our lettering lessons to include some. Well, I think I usually do that every month anyway, but I'm going to try to make sure that I always include some templates, traceables that will fit most of the standard boxes. I don't know what size boxes that you'll be working with, but I'm going to try and do it so that they fit in at least this size box. I think, those little single lemonades that you can buy, and I don't remember the brand, but I think those boxes are this size also. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right. So these are the tags. I was going to, and by the time I show you the other stuff, this may be dry and I can still do something with this. But here's what one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. So Valentine's Day is coming really quickly. I was not thinking about, let me see how to say this. Let me back up. So Linda, the lady who works here, and absolutely a true lemon. Yep. She takes care of our shipping. I asked her, do you want to write the story for this one? And asked them to give their perspective on this month's verse, the John, 1 John 4:19. And so she did, and she's a retired school teacher. So y'all, when you get your encouragement box this month, Linda's the one that wrote the story. And she brought up about in public school, Valentine's is a big day. Like they make their boxes and they give out Valentine's cards and they have their school party. And she was telling me all that. I was like, oh my goodness, and we're making these boxes. So she was describing the excitement. That's like they are more ramped up for Valentine's Day than they are at Christmas party. And this is the thought that hit me because I have so many memories of Valentine's Day with school, of making your box, like we would do a shoe box. Do y'all have good memories of Valentine's Day school parties? So we were talking back through that. I said, you know what, though? That day is probably, depending on the age, when people, especially girls, first start really experiencing rejection. Maybe some deep down heart rejection for Valentine's Day as kids get older. And she brought that up about with middle school, how it was especially bad in middle school with rejection and people maybe sometimes unintentionally excluding someone, but then maybe sometimes intentionally excluding someone, and the way that would feel for your heart to sink. Everybody else got something and you didn't. So think about that. Not to put a damper on Valentine's Day, but even for grown-up women, even for grown-up girls, there's a lot of women who are widows now. They no longer have their husband. There are many who are divorced and they don't have a husband. There are many that have troubled marriages. There's rejection there. Valentine's Day for big girls, grown-up girls, can be very painful too. So, I want to give you a challenge. Today is the last day of January. So, I want to give you a challenge. If you choose to accept it, join me in February and let's see how many cards we can make, how many touch points we can have with people, especially people that might get left out. You know, we talk about how much we love our children, how much we love our family. What about the people who don't have a family or there's disconnect from their family? Think about the ones who maybe have recently lost a spouse. Be intentional. That's the challenge. Let's be intentional to ask the Lord to put those people on our hearts, and somehow throughout the month of February, give a touch point. And I promise you, there are so many verses in the Bible. I was looking it up, and depending on your translation, it's over 400 that mention the word love. So that kind of brings me to our theme verse for February is this one, and this is one of my favorite verses about love. We love because he first loved us. Think about that. How many times a day do you say, "Oh, I love this, I love that, I love them, I love her, I love him"? But the only reason we can love is because he first loved us. So, I don't remember which Beth Moore, it was a Beth Moore Bible study that she had brought this up, and it just has always stuck with me since then. He loved you first. He loved you first. He does. So we can say, "Thank you, Lord, for loving us first. Thank you. You loved me first. Therefore, I can love my family. I can love these other people who maybe are hard to love. He loved me first. He is the source of our love." So, this is our theme. So, let me show you quickly because that will help bring us into the color palette topic that I wanted to go over with you. This is the January encouragement box display that I had set up. So I'm about to change it out, and this is my sister's box, and I asked them if I could get it early, and they said yes. So they fixed hers early, and then I'm taking part of it out. But I wanted you to see it. Okay, so inside of here is the 8x8, which is what I just showed you in the frame that I've already covered up. There it is. So as you look at this, look at the different colors in there. There's pink, there's variations of pink, there's variations of purple, yellow, red, green, there's off-white, there's white, and kind of a teal color back in there. So keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, so also in here to help you with this challenge of showing, reminding somebody, let's say it that way, reminding somebody that they are loved. There's 3 cards in here. So it says, who are your 3 people? Who are your 3 recipients that you can encourage today? So one of the cards is part of that heart, and it says, you are loved beyond measure. And all of this is just like a summary from 1 John 4. I thought you would love it, Sherry. You are loved beyond measure. Think about that. I've seen this might be a good visual to do at some point. A cross with the outstretched arms. You are loved beyond measure. Beyond measure. You can't even measure it. And then the other card that we put in here is, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. And that one's 1 John 4:18. All right, so let me put that back. So think about, who are three people that you can remind that they are loved beyond measure. Okay, so you could send these, but you could also frame them if you wanted to. The other thing I want to show you is the shareables, because I want to show you over here something. This is part of a color palette thing. All right, so the shareables are, we call them seeds of truth. And this is from Luke about casting the seeds. So it's meant for you to keep one and share one. Keep one, share one. My youngest daughter, she's 5 years younger than my oldest. So when she was little, she had a little sippy cup that she would drink out of. And sometimes she would ask for a drink, and I'd refill her drink. And then she'd hold out her other little chubby hand and say, now, one for Sissy, one for Sissy. Or if she wanted a cookie, she would have her little chubby hand out. I'd give her a cookie. Now, one for Sissy, one for Sissy. So don't you think, I mean, that would just bless my heart as a parent, that she loved her sister and she wanted to share whatever she had with her sister. It just makes me want to cry. So think about that. You are surrounded with sisters in Christ. So God has poured out his love on you. And who can you remind? So you're receiving his love for your heart. Now, who can you share it with? So that's your challenge. Okay, so as an example, let me move this. I think this is going to work. If I move my box, these would actually fit in our love letter box, just by the way. You could put this in a stand like this and think about, where are you throughout the day? Think through your, go back through your steps throughout the day. You probably get up, you probably have a bedside table of some sort. Maybe that's where your clock is. You could put a reminder there. You probably go brush your teeth every morning. You could have a reminder there. And I think it was MK that was saying that she was going to add a shelf by her bathroom sink or mirror. You know, it's important to tap these seeds of truth into our mind and into our heart every chance we get. You could do it so that you could rotate it, and maybe one week you focus on this verse and try and memorize it. The next week you flip your card around and there's the other part of the verse, or the no, that's not the other part, but yeah, there's no, you know what I'm saying. My mouth is getting all tangled up. But yes, so divide it up and it doesn't feel as overwhelming to memorize the verses. All right, so this would be yours. Who can you give the other one to? Who can you give the other one to? So I want to show you one other thing about this size. And I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but okay, this is going to, I was hoping this is going to be the right frame. These can be framed. So look at what happens when, all right, so this is just a pink. It's a really, how would y'all describe this pink? I'm not sure the name of that color. It's a soft pink. Look what happens whenever you put this with a pink, you surround it with pink. It pulls out the pink flower. It makes me notice that red flower. I zero in, and whenever I painted this, I've got little touches of pink on that red flower. So my eye kind of zeroes in on that red flower by it be with this being surrounded with pink. All right, look what happens when you put it on a purple background. What do you see there? Yeah, I think it is a pale, it's really soft. So look at the purple. It draws my attention to the purple. Does it yours? Okay, so now let's look at it with the red. It takes on a new life, doesn't it? What do you think? Okay, so now let me get this kind of teal color. This is a more neutral, isn't it? So, and then let me get this darker pink. I knew I had that pulled out. What do y'all think? Which one's your favorite? And now let me show you with a black. This is just scrapbook paper. To me, on the black background, I see the centers of the flowers and the words. It makes the black, it pulls out the black. So do y'all have a favorite with that? So I wanted you to see this so that if there's a favorite part of whether it's the artwork that's in the encouragement box or it's your own artwork that you really want to pull it out, then look at what you put behind it. That's the other side on the purple. Karen loves the purple. MK loves the lighter pink. Kathy likes the purple. Sherry's saying pink and purple. Teal. Okay, so look at this one. So let me count them. So this side is missing the red flower. There's no red flower in this one. That's on the really soft pink. Let me show you this one on the red because this one doesn't have a red flower in it, but it still works. It just doesn't, it's just fascinating to me how the background will pull out different parts and it just makes it look like a cohesive piece. All right, let's do it in this frame. What do you think? So this pink is like a neutral pink. It's kind of almost a dusty pink. It's really soft. And I think of it more as a neutral. There's some pinks that are bright and it's hard to, they're not as versatile. Let's just say it that way. Okay, so this is in the encouragement box. These can be framed. But let me show you something else. It doesn't pop if the color isn't in the picture. Yeah, it doesn't pull it together, does it? It's so fun. And even if that color is in the picture just a little bit, it helps, right? Okay, so these are also in the encouragement box. These will also fit in our love letter box. These are 3 by 5, but I want to show you something about these. You remember this door that we did in the Abide open house? Oh, I just pulled my little thing off. Well, okay, that's all right. It's all right. Let's get this back on there. All right, let's see if I can do this. All right, so what could I do to this door with this experiment? What could I do to make something on here pop? Does anybody have an idea now that we've experimented with the backgrounds? I mean, it's fine the way it is. This is a good neutral bow. It works with, I mean, it's going to work with anything, but what if I added, that's Susan's got it, a pink bow. Yep. A red bow, even a purple bow. That simple little step up here at the top would tie in what's down here at the bottom. Yeah, change the ribbon. Kathy, what color do you think you would change it to? That's a good idea. Karen, as a little silk flower. Yeah, yeah. So that's the one with the red. And I think I was going to flip it over, but that would work as well. With you could do the purple, a yellow bow, I think would look good also, or the pink, purple. Really depends on what it is you want to stand out. So even up here, we've got that little beaded wire stuff. This is also removable. And let me get it right here. You can save little wired things like this to change out. Let's see. Let's see if I've got enough hands for this. What if, I don't know if that's going to stay, but just that little bitty bit of red draws attention to the red. If I had, oh, here it is. I do have it. I was trying to grab as much stuff as I could to get it over here. Look at it with the yellow. Isn't that pretty? Isn't this fun? Isn't it fun? Here's the teal. I don't think it really needs that because the door is close to that color. All right, I had found these at Hobby Lobby. Look at these little hearts. I thought about even one of these hearts could be added to the door. And if y'all haven't made one of these yet, I want to encourage you to get one of these kits and make it, because my challenge for myself is how many ways can I change out this door and use it throughout the year. I want this to be one of my standard, I don't know if that's the word to use, my standard decor pieces to hold truth. And I think the repetition of looking at this is going to help me unknowingly. I think it'll help me look at this and remember what's my verse, what's my verse, what's my verse. Okay, so let me see. Hang on right here. If I can do this. I think I can. Let's see. I love this shade of yellow. It's kind of like a gold. I'm going to rework this kit because I want it to be versatile. Like right now, it's got the snow this got the circle in there for the snow lady, which was a lot of fun. But I want it to be versatile because I really do. I want to be more single focused. Maybe that's the word I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm struggling with my words today. I want to be more single focused. I want to simplify and be more single focused on surrounding myself. So look at that. Just that simple little change. All I did was I just cut off a little strand of this. I tucked it in there, and I could add that red little berry, but I think it looks fine without it. And I got to get my thing glued back on there. It's so hard to do this backwards. Oh my gosh. Okay, there. Okay, so that's just a simple little something we can do. Now let me show you something. See if I can do this. All right, this is something that I found at Hobby Lobby. See that yellow? Look how quickly that ties together. So, I promise we're going to get to those watercolor palettes here. I just want you to see how quickly we can change this out. That's not going to stay. I got to re-glue that, but you know what I'm talking about anyway. So now this, I could use this side like that and put it right there. And then this is from the calendar. Almost forgot to tell y'all this. So if you're a Creative Hearts member or Encouragement Club member, check your email. We just sent out a very exclusive discount code for you. We have a few calendars and planners left, and I would love for them to have new homes so that y'all can be using it. And we have a very special discount code for y'all. And that's simple. That's simple. That's just one, y'all. That's just one example of how, and look, these are little orange slices. Isn't that cute? And even that looks good. I've got the little dried apple slices that brings in a touch of the red. I have this little brooch. Look at that heart that's got the green in it, and it all just works together, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on this. This is a little punch cup, and I've just got one of those little wood flowers in there, and that pulls it together. I've got a yellow, let me see if I can get it. This, I just love this color, so it works with so many of my things. This is a candle from Michaels, and I just use it back here. So it's just adding pops of color. So when we're creating our artwork, think about that. When we're painting together, we're adding little pops of color. And just like when we put this in the pink frame, it pulls out the pink flower. Or if we had it with the purple background, it pulls out the purple flower. So you get to choose. You get to choose what parts you want to pull out. This is something that I lettered, so I could incorporate that onto the tray. And guess what? With these tiered trays, I think this one, I can't remember, Diane, if this one came from Hobby Lobby or Kirkland's, but you can find them. Also look at stores like TJ Maxx and Ross. Some of the those kind of stores, you can find them there also. You don't have to spend a lot on it, but the people who come into your home, they see this also. So think of that. You're surrounding yourself with beauty and truth. And I believe that those seeds are going into your mind, into your heart, and for those who come into your home, they're seeing it also. So I wanted to show y'all that. These little quilted hearts also can be right there. So see, there's just a quick little display. You could do a similar thing like on your dining room table with a little, what do you call those things? Susan, you gave me one for Christmas. What is it called? Are they called trays? It's got the little handle on it. You could fill it with things that are these colors and think outside of the box. You know, it could be flowers, it could be even dried flowers like this or paper flowers. Lots of ideas. Okay, so let me switch it around now so that I showed y'all this, and I don't remember if I said this or not because, oh, hold on. You're also getting stickers. Look at those. You can put these on your water bottle. I'm going to add mine to my water bottle because they'll hold up. Bread or a fruit tray. Yeah. All right. So you get 2 stickers, of course, one to keep, one to share. All right. So that's what's coming in your encouragement box. And we are just now talking about the February box, but that's okay. I wanted y'all to see it. So that if you have not signed up for it yet, you still can. We'll start shipping those out next week. All right, so let's talk about watercolor because Diane was asking me about my favorite Daniel Smith colors, and I was going to make a swatch thing, and I never got a chance to doing it. So when I was working on cards for my love letters box, I thought about, oh, I never got that swatch thing done for Diane. And then I had an idea. So I want to share both of them with you. I just got to move this just a smidgen. All right. Hey, Debbie. Glad you're here. I've got all kinds of stuff I'm just spilling over today. Let's see. Let me get this plugged in, y'all. Sorry, I didn't already have that done. Let's see if that got it. Let's see. All right. So I had something just right. All right, so let me move this back so I can get my thing over here. All right, so I'm going to do this so that I can show y'all, because others are probably interested also, in some colors from the Daniel Smith line. So if you get our kits, a lot of times we include watercolor dots. And I do that so that you can try some of these colors and decide if you like them or not. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this. I think this will work. Let's try it and see if it will. I want to make some swatches, and we're doing that anyway in Creative Hearts. We've been working on swatching our stuff, but I want to do it in a different way. I want to see if I can swatch some of these and turn them into cards for my love letter box. So I'm going to swatch the watercolors. All right. I don't know if that's making any sense to y'all, but just hang with me. All right. So one of the things that you would need to do with your watercolor is to wake them up. So let me see if I can get them waking up here because I'm using them from the pan. I actually could have made that longer. Oh, well. So those who are just joining, I am showing some of the stuff that we've got coming in February. And I'm also going to be making some color swatches for some of my Daniel Smith colors but I want to use them for my lettering box. Okay, so let me see if I can show you and see if it makes sense. I've got so much stuff on my table right now. Okay, let's see. All right, y'all see that? All right, so this is the box that I'm talking about. This is the love letter box. And inside of here, I am going to be building a collection of cards with verses on it. And they're all going to be different. They'll all be a little bit different. So like these are some from January. These are from the Abide Open House, and they'll even fit in here. Okay, so this is actually a little bit narrower than I needed it to be, but that's okay. So let me get my tray. Now, this is a tray. You don't need to buy one of these trays. Let me just start out by saying that. So I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it. But this is where my paints are. And so whenever Diane asked about it, I needed to be able to get to them. So let me get my spray bottle. Well, let me show you. See, this is my tray that I'm talking about. This is what I work out of whenever I'm working on my own artwork. Now, what we need to do, because they're in these pans, I need to spray them with some water. There's my water. I was looking for my spray bottle. Y'all bear with me. Okay, so I'm just going to mist them. And I'm going to start with the reds first. And I'm not going to do all of these. I'm going to do my favorites because that's the ones she was asking me about. Y'all don't need all these colors. I don't need all these colors. Well, I don't know why I'm saying y'all don't need them. I don't need them all either, but I've got them, so I might as well use them, right? Okay, so one of my favorite reds of all times is going to be, oh, I got it going the wrong direction, is going to be my transparent Pyrrole Orange. And trying to get this so you can see it, but I can't get my thing moved over close enough. Let's see. Okay, so transparent Pyrrole Orange is my favorite. I know y'all will be glad when I sit still and do this. All right, here we go. I didn't have all my stuff. I thought I did. All right, so I'm just going to wet my brush, and I'm going to get some out of the little well. And I'm just going to move it around on this little saucer to get it into my brush. And I'm about to have claustrophobia. I've got so much stuff over here. All right, so I'm going to start it like this and move it across with the goal of the pigment being heavier on this end and lighter as it goes across. And I think this is going to work. I'm not going to try and make it all the way to the end because I'm going to write something along that end. That's my plan. Okay. So this red, I just love it, but it's not even called a red. It's called orange. But by doing these swatches, what it does is it helps you get an idea of what these colors look like on paper. I'm going to pull some of that up. That's one of the things you can do with watercolor is you can move it. And then another thing I can do, because I want this to be a little bit lighter, is I can blot it. I can blot some of that up. I just want this to fade out just a little bit, okay? So that's my transparent. So what I'm going to do is real tiny. Pyrrole orange. And it's important to have the word transparent. I have accidentally ordered just Pyrrole orange, and it really is orange. It's orange. Okay, this is another one of my colors that I like, and it is called Maroon Perylene, and it's a different brand. It's what is it called? Graham. I almost said P. Graham, but I think it's M. Graham. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so guess what I didn't do? I didn't work it out. So it's going to be super duper intense. Isn't that a beautiful shade? Some of this back. And I want it to be kind of jaggedy like that. All right. So M. Graham is the brand. It is pretty. All right. It's maroon. And this is how it's spelled, Peryllene. All right. Then let me get one of these others that I like to use a lot. So I like to get a very base. Well, you probably have noticed that in my paintings, I like to have just a basic red and then a darker red. But then I'm looking for this other red. Cadmium red medium. See, I pulled it out so I could get to it easier. This one is really close to the orange, the transparent orange. I think I'm going to make this card a little bit longer. But wouldn't that be neat to have love letters on paint swatches? Then you're accomplishing two things. You're writing your scriptures on something pretty, and you're swatching out your colors. Cadmium red medium. And then I want to get one more red. All right, so let me write this down first real quick because somebody will probably ask. And you know what? I did not have on there if that's Daniel Smith. I think it is. But I'll look for the tube to make sure. But I really just wanted you to see the comparison of these reds. All right, so this next red is more of it starts going into that pink family. This is it, Rhodonite Genuine, and I think we've put these on color dots before. Pretty sure we have. It's a really pretty color, and it starts going into that purple family. I still don't see the basic red that I was looking for. Can y'all hear the birds outside? They're fussing about something. It feels like a bad storm. I have not looked at the radar, but it's getting dark outside. Okay, that's pretty too, isn't it? This is Diane, tell me if this is helping. Road. Okay, Rhodonite Genuine. So now we're going into the pinks. So this is more orange. This is a deep dark, and this is more of the basic primary red. Okay. I don't know how far I'll get with these. Let's see. I wanted to get down to, there's another one that we use a lot. Rose Madder. Okay, y'all probably have gotten this sample before. Rose Madder. I'm not really sure why they named it that, but they did. Okay, look how close it is to the Rhodonite Genuine. Really close, isn't it? So I wanted you to see this part because I hope this is helpful to see it this way. You saw this huge thing of paint, and so many of these are really close to each other. Like, I just thought this would be a good visual to see that you really don't have to have a lot. Just get your basics. And I've not tried them yet, and it might have been Diane that asked about the grabby paints. I had a friend, she was trying them and she liked them. Oh, I forgot to write that down. This is Rose Madder. Okay, so let me see if this other one will fit. I want to try and fill this up. The other one is kind of a reddish Bordeaux. This is it. Daniel Smith Bordeaux. It's one of my favorites. And I don't remember if we've put this one in a paint dot before. I don't remember. One of the things about these is they're just beautiful when they dry. It's just a really unique, the way the paint pulls up, and it's just a really cool effect that it creates. Like, you can see the different variations in this Bordeaux. And I don't think that the camera even picks it up. And it's B-O-R-D-E. Let me make sure I spelled that right. D-E-A-U-X. So in this family, these are really pretty. And they're basics that I enjoy using. Let me show you one of my other favorites. And that's going to be in this blue family. Hang on, y'all. Sorry I didn't have this ahead of time, but if I waited till I had it done ahead of time, we wouldn't have gotten it done. So, all right, this one is really pretty too. This is a Daniel Smith. Whoops, I need to swatch it out first before I write my thing on there. Hang on. It's really pretty. And it has little granules in it. How to explain it, but look at that. It's just a really pretty shade, and it's dark. You can get it even darker. I'm not practicing what I preach. See, I'm dropping it here. I want to show you how dark it gets. Just by layering it, it'll get dark. This is a good basic for the dark. I think this one might cost a little bit more because it's got those little granules in it. All right, and let me find a good light blue, the cerulean. Here's cerulean chromium. So as you're building your collection, you could kind of look at it like that, of choose your favorite blue. Like what blues do you like? What blues are you drawn to? And a lot of these you could mix to get different variations of it, you know. But this is cerulean blue chromium. What a name. Let me know if y'all have questions with this. Oh, and it's already 1 o'clock. Okay. All right, let me show you the, trying to find it. Okay, malachite. This is called Malachite Genuine. The genuines, I wished I could remember about, there's something to them. They've got little, not crystals. You'll have to look it up. They tell you about it on their website. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? So what I'm planning to do once all of this dries, I'm going to cut these down, and there'll be cards in my love letter box. I'll put a verse on here. Okay, so this is Malachite Genuine. And I'll take a picture of this, Diane, and anybody else that's curious about it, I'll take a picture of it. Here's another one that is a good one. This is called Viridian, Virdian, I believe. I like using it. You'll see that. It's similar in acrylics. You know how I like to use that green gray in acrylics? It's similar to that, just a lighter, shade of it. So if you decide to make one of these yourself, you might want to make it a little bit smaller, narrower. I don't know. It may work out just right. We'll see. I'm the guinea pig today. All right. And then my favorite two greens is going to be this undersea green. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Daniel Smith also has a card. Well, it's not a card. They have a paint sampler. I can't remember what they call it. It might even be all of their colors. It might be all of their colors. I can't remember. And it's a tiny dot, so you can at least get a little bit of a test of what the colors look like, because it's just too hard to tell until you actually get it on paper. But I love this shade of green. It's under sea, like SEA green. All right. And then I think y'all probably know my all-time favorite green is their green gold. Let me find it. I do like their sap green. Rich green gold. It's a yellow green. No, Emma. She doesn't want me to pet her. Sometimes they'll hear me talking and they think I'm talking to them. Do the paints come in tubes and you put them in your containers? Yes, Debbie, they do. They do. And these cost more. I'm just going to tell y'all they cost more. But they last a very long time. So I think that's the big heart behind why I wanted to provide those paint dots that we do, is for you to be able to try it, without having to buy it. This green is also really pretty. I think it'll fit. Oh, let me put rich green gold. They also have a green gold. This is Cascade green, and it's like a bluish green, and it's really pretty. See that? Isn't that pretty? It works well with that malachite. And it can get really dark. And Debbie, for the paints, like, you could buy the palettes, and I need to do a video. I'll try and work that in on our February lives to show you how to set up your paints. If that would be helpful to y'all, let me know. All right, this is Cascade green. To me, this is so I enjoy doing this. It's like a stress reliever. And okay, here's the other green. I love green. Do y'all realize that? I love green. I love green and blue. All right, this is called Green Appetite. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's more of that forest green. It's good for leaves. This one is green, and it's spelled Apatite. I don't really know where they get the names of. I know they have reasons for the names. A lot of them are named after minerals or rocks. Okay, so that's the darker green, and I thought that they had an olive green that I liked, but I don't see it. Okay, tell me, is there anything else y'all want me to show you in the world of greens? Or any other colors? I'll close this up in just a second. Let me get this. Thank y'all for those who are still here with me. These two work well together. This one is Serpentine Genuine. I should have looked all this up because there's a reason that they have the genuine in the name. I don't remember. Serpentine Genuine. I really wished that the camera picked this up better, because like this green here, can you see the pigmentation in that? It's like it's little minerals in it. Emerald or Christmas green. Okay, yeah, Angie, let me look right here. Let's see. Okay, now this is Cascade green. I just saw it. Where did I see it? This is not Daniel Smith. I thought I had a Daniel Smith that was more of the Christmas or emerald, but I don't see it. It could be that it's not in its place. That's possible. Oh, okay. Here's a Winsor Newton. Winsor Newton is also a artist grade paints. They don't have, and I like them. They don't have the I don't know how you'd call it. Maybe the specialty colors like this Cascade green and the green appetite. I don't know. There's just something about Daniel Smith that I just like, those little granulations in it. This is called Emerald, Angie. It's Winsor Newton. So I'm going to put WN. That stands for Winsor Newton. And this is Emerald. And I thought I had a darker variation of that, but I don't see it. Really don't. Okay, I bet this would. This is, remember me showing you the Perylene maroon? This is a Perylene green. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And you probably could touch it right there at the end of that serpentine or even at the end of the Winsor Newton and add some, help it get darker. It is beautiful. And that's Winsor Newton. If I find the other one, I'll post it. All right, this is Daniel Smith Perylene. Okay. All right. Anybody else, y'all? Thank you, Lori. I knew somebody would figure it out for us. Good, Debbie. Well, you know what? I have a lot to learn too. The thing about, especially with all art, I believe, I don't know that anybody could know it all. You just enjoy learning, and I think that's where the fun is just to learn and explore. Let me show you a couple of yellows, and then I know y'all need to go. Because there's a yellow that I really like that it's called Aussie Red Gold. Look at that. It's like an orange. It's really pretty to add to your artwork, and it just, you can add it to some of your yellows to get depth. And it's interesting how it will take on a different look depending on what it's next to. So this is Aussie Red Gold. And then all right, this is a Winsor Newton, but it's a really pretty yellow, and it's called New Gamboge. Isn't that pretty? I think I learned I've taken a lot of classes with Jean Oliver, and I think that's one of the ones that she uses a lot. I think that's how I learned about it. Winsor Newton, new. I'm going to hold this one up so you can see it because it's a really pretty one. The way it kind of pulls together. Y'all look at that. See that? This is Winsor Newton, New Gamboge. This is Aussie Red Gold, and this is a yellow ochre that I like to use also. I feel like some of this may not be as true because my water is getting kind of dirty. But I knew that if I didn't go ahead and do this, I wouldn't get it done. Whoops, I almost did that one too close. This is a good kind of muted color, but I like using it in my artwork. Let me pull some of that up. Okay, so this is, it looks really good with this maroon. Can y'all see that, how it looks good together? All right, burgundy, yellow ochre. Okay, so I have tons of colors in here, and I don't use all these colors. I bought some of these colors for classes or just to try it out, and I just don't use them. I tend to go to the same colors. So I hope this helps you just to kind of get an idea of what they look like. And we can do this again if y'all have questions about other colors. I think I got, oh, brown. For brown, I just love sepia. I don't have a lot of browns. I just stick with the sepia. And this is called Bloodstone Genuine. So see how Laurie was saying that the genuine indicates the paint is made from a natural mineral. Those are going to cost more. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? It's not really a brown. Hold this up. Isn't that pretty? I agree, Sherry. Yep, I agree. So this is Bloodstone Genuine. And the last one, I'm going to close with this one. This is one that I always keep on hand. This is Daniel Smith Buff Titanium. I keep this one and the Winsor, I think I told you about the Winsor Newton Davies Gray, but these two, right, this one and Davies Gray are just, it's kind of like you always want to have a pair of black pants. It's like you always want to have a good beige. Yeah, or khaki. Yep. Yep. It's beautiful, isn't it? The Bloodstone. It's beautiful. Here's, I know I said that other one was going to be the last one, but I do need to show you Davies Gray. Oh, can you tell I like to do this? This is why I wanted y'all to do swatching your stuff in January. That's what we've been doing in Creative Hearts. See, it's just such a nice translucent gray. It is great for shadows. It's good as a background. It's just, and then you can keep adding layers to it, and then it gets darker and darker. So Winsor Newton Davies Gray. Oh, well, maybe you can watch the replay. Watch, is it, I can't see, surprise. I don't know your name. I don't know your name to respond to you, but I'm glad you found us. And I think I've shown y'all my favorites, and I hope that you found it helpful. if there's one that you see on the website and you wanna see it swatched, y'all let me know, and if I've got it, I will absolutely pull it out and swatch it for you. Um, I'm just looking back over everything. I think I covered the main ones. Oh, you live in Surprise, Arizona. I love that, Lynn. I love it. Sherry said she's still adding to her acrylics in her swatch book. Yeah. Yeah, and so think of the swatches, y'all, as a work in progress. Whenever you get in a rut, you know, and you don't know what to work on, just swatch your stuff. Just make swatches. I know that Pitt pens are used with watercolor. Can they be used with acrylics? Yes, they sure can, Diane. I know that you were asking about the Pitt pen with the watercolor, and the biggest thing I can tell you to do is I always penciled my sketch out first. I'm trying to think how to tell you because I don't want you to be afraid of doing it, but you do have to use, let me see if I can do it on this. So just let's say that we're going to do a flower. Good, MK. I'm glad it's helpful. All right, so just say we're going to do a flower. So you've got a choice. You could go ahead and just paint right there directly on that flower. And once you put your paint down, your watercolor paint, you can't erase those pencil lines. They're just there. So what I used to do is I did this for years and years and years with all of my artwork. I would do my pencil sketch of everything. Then I would come in with my Micron. I would outline it. I'm just doing this really quickly. I would outline it. Then I would erase it. And then I would paint it. You don't have to do it that way. You don't have to do it that way at all. I wished I had something that I could use as an example. So then I could add my paint. And I don't have to worry about those pencil marks. And then I could go behind it once the paint dried, and I could crisp those lines back up in any of the areas that I needed it darker. But you don't have to do it that way. So what if, let me show you an example. Trying to get the coloring book without knocking everything over. All right, so this is what we did last week in the coloring book. So now, just say we want to do some lettering on top of something that has watercolor down already. I can go over that once it's dry. But look, so see, since this is a mixed media piece, there's crayon and there's other things in there, it doesn't always show up as well. It's just going to depend on what's up underneath it. This one, I think, was all watercolor. I should have labeled it. I don't remember which was which, actually. But I think this one was all watercolor. And see, I can go back over it now with my marker. Maybe that helps. Yeah, that's right, Angie. And it really does help because that way you get to see exactly what that color is going to look like dry. then you can put your colors together and it gives you a better idea of how they're going to work together. So swatching is really a valuable little exercise. It really is, because it's feeding you creatively. It's helping you make decisions with your designs. So it's really helpful. Okay, everybody. Can I just recap and say thank you. And for those who weren't here for the beginning, our February encouragement box is now available and it will start shipping next week. We would love to get you part of our encouragement family. And then we're about to start our February Creative Hearts projects. So we're making these love letter boxes, and then we've got the big circle. I'm going to do one of these as a door hanger. We've got a few of these kits left. I think we might have 6. So if you've not ordered one of your kits, we'd love to send you one. And this is going to be for Creative Heart Studio February lessons. All right. Thank you, Cheryl. I enjoy it too. I look forward to it. So thank y'all for taking time out of your day to be here. If you watch on the replay, y'all let me know that you were here. I would love to know you're here. And I'm super excited about February and what we're going to be doing together. So start making a list of people that you're going to be reminding how much God loves them. Hey, Holly, I didn't know you were here. Hello, hello. I'm glad to see you. All right, friends. I'll see y'all next time. I got to find somewhere to stand that up without making a disaster. All right. Talk to y'all later. Have a good weekend. And all you Creative Hearts ladies and encouragement, y'all check your email for your special code if you want to get an extra calendar or planner.